friends, I thought I would do a small haul video. Now this is not everything that I got at the homeschool convention. This is just everything I walked away with. I still have orders that I made with Rainbow Resource, Institute for Excellence in Writing, Christian Light Publications, and there's a few other booths I know I ordered from. Can't think now. But I've got lots of emails. It's all in the... It's all been put in the mail and being shipped soon. But anyway, I just thought I'd show a little bit of what I got today. You can see my little stuff there in the corner. But anyway, it's things like... These are from this one's from Pablo Yoder. We have previous books of his. I think this is a newer one. It's only like 2 years old or something. But I really like them. They're like a science type book. He takes really wonderful photos. Like, look, that's of a little baby animal opossum pouch. And he was actually born in, well, I don't know if born, but he was raised here in Kansas and Oklahoma. And I live in Kansas. So, his pictures are just beautiful, and I like that all his stories, he has a personal story about all the pictures he takes of all these animals, and then he gives all the glory or credit to God for creating the animals and, you know, everything that he takes pictures of. Sometimes it's flowers, plants, all different things. And then this is one that I had seen it before. It's a few years old. I mean, I just bought it, but it was published a few years ago. But I just love the pictures in this one, too. It's just amazing. And it talks about space and stuff. And they're just amazing photographs that we just really like. And so we'll be using those for science. My kids love Pablo's other books that we use for science. I mean, just adore them. Then I got these for my daughter, Belle. She has been having a really rough time learning to read. I think she's about there. I have bought several different readers in the past that just seem to have too many words. And these are very, very short stories. She has already read them all now, and she's very confident now to go on to other bigger things that I had. So this was a good buy already. Sorry, got something in my throat. But literally, in less than a week, she's already read them and has gained confidence that she can read. So now we're ready to go on to other things. But anyway, this was a good buy. And then this was for my oldest daughter. She already has done the other books up to this point. So that's for next year. Just a little math reference chart. CLP always puts out these nice math reference charts that are all laminated and has everything, and she has been really needing that because she's been having problems remembering how many feet are in a mile and, you know, all that stuff. And then math for everyone next year. For my son RJ is first grade. My daughter Belle is second grade math for next year, and it's like 5,000 books for second grade. And then sixth grade math for my oldest daughter Leela. Then this is for mommy's reading. How to Teach Arithmetic by Ruth Beachick. And I had not seen these books before, and they just look like encouraging little compilations of stories of homeschooling, so I decided I'd get those. Plus, they said I bought so much they were giving me some of them for free if I wanted them, so yes. And then, like I said, I always peruse the used book stuff first. Actually, some of the second grade came from the used bookstore. That was the used bookstore booth at the convention. Some of the sixth grade and some of the second grade came from that. And then all of this stuff, except for this. This came from CLP New. This is Kindergarten 1 that we have just... I've been doing kindergarten with my my son. Not my youngest, but my son. And I just thought I need a little more structure because I just needed some more structure right now. Usually I'm very loose on kindergarten, but He kind of likes the structure right now. He asked for it, and he is loving this already. Like I said, he brings me this every day, and it's like, come on, Mommy, let's do this. He loves this. And they're sending kindergarten 2 in the mail because they did not have that at the booth, and some other stuff that they did not have at the booth to help with my daughter who's 8 reading. And then this was at the used book booth. I won't be using them yet, but I always try to get what they have that I know I will be using in the future. Because as you can see, rod and staff is already pretty inexpensive. But, oh, that's why it would cost so much. I spent like almost $200 at that booth. But usually, I should have checked the price. Usually these are like $10. I can't believe I paid $25 for that. But it was still $10 off. But usually I try to get these not from that booth, but I didn't even look at the prices. I must admit, I was so in a hurry that day because I was so rushed from not having my money the first day that the sale booths were open, and then knowing I had to get it all done before lunch was over, because right after the last workshop I was going to have to hurry to my sister's baby shower. I did not even look at the prices. Usually there's going to be another used curricula sale that is just hosted by my homeschool advocacy group here locally. It'll be at the county extension office, and usually if it's just a private mom selling this stuff, I can usually get this for $5. So I paid quite a bit more, but still, these are like new condition, so I'm not really upset. And believe me, this is very inexpensive for textbooks, because some of the publishers out there are crazy expensive. But anyway, these are still good. These are rod and staff. And then I got all of this stuff from the used book vendor. Now, a lot of these I bought because I already do have some of them. There was a better one of those. I don't know why I got that one. But I tried to get the nicer ones because some of mine are very used up, because I had bought them used really inexpensive for, like, some of them I was just given for free. And then some I paid like maybe 50 cents or $1, and they are really, really, really kind of rickety and raggedy. So these were really good priced and, you know, almost in new condition. Like this, even though the cover's a little scratched up, probably from being in my cart, to tell you the truth. The pages are just like brand new. I doubt any kid ever used that. And same with all of these on here. I doubt any kid used any of these. So I went ahead and got those. And then I got the teacher manuals to some of them, and I got the workbooks to some of them. They go with these readers. These are just readers, and they're different for each year. Some years have 2 or 3 readers for the year, and some just 1. Like this is probably just 1 for 7th grade, I bet. 8th grade. Okay. That's the whole book for 8th grade. Of just readers. I mean, there's other stuff that they have to do too, but that's just their reading storybooks for that. And this is Pathways. Pathways is also extremely inexpensive. All of these 3, I am not Mennonite, but all of these 3 companies, Rod and Staff, Christian Light Publications, and Pathways, are all Mennonite. And so, well, everything on, actually, looking at this table, everything on here except for Ruth Beachick, which I think Ruth may have been a Catholic, but I'm not exactly positive. But her religion doesn't really come into this kind of thing. She was just a teacher who wrote a lot of books about education and home educating once home educating became more popular. But she was trained as a teacher. And so anyway, but everything else is Mennonite. We are not Mennonite. We are Christians, but a lot of, so far of what I've used of these particular curriculums have all went along with my Christian beliefs and our religious beliefs. So that's why I usually use them, because they don't have a lot of paganism or humanism like some of the secular things, and even some of the other Christian type, quote unquote, curricula goes way off of what we believe as Christians. We are kind of more, probably considered more conservative in our beliefs. And, but most of what I found of these three companies do not really teach beliefs as much as they just teach morals and values. And so I kind of like that. They don't really have a lot of doctrine. They may have a scripture, but they don't interpret the scripture, and that's up to the parent to teach the interpretation of the scripture. So I kind of like that, because then I can make sure that it's our doctrine or interpretation of the scriptures of what we believe, instead of some of the other religions that really are quite different than ours. But so that's why I use these. And like I said, I've tried to buy books like this at like Costco that were secular, and my kids just hated them. Number one, the pictures were not as nice. Number two, it just went on and on and on about evolution, and like everything was about evolution. Nothing was really about facts about the animals or whatever. It was just going on and on about evolution on every single story in some of those from Costco. And my kids just got really tired of it. And they're like, Mom, why are we doing this? And this does not. And this even uses God's name, which we are really big on using God's name. And so that's why we like Pablo's stuff, is because he uses God's name when he's talking about God. So we really, really enjoy that. And then, and like, again, he does not really go into indoctrination, though. He just talks about God. He thanks God for making the parrots, or that he can tell by the beautiful colors that it had to be God who created the parrots and stuff like that. But not a whole lot of indoctrination. And then this kind of stuff we just like, because it's just, that's the teacher manual. It's just morally clean sentences and stuff, and you would kind of be shocked about what some of the secular stuff talks about, even for vocabulary and stuff. And all of this is not Common Core as well. That's another thing. We kind of do not like Common Core. Well, not kind of. We definitely do not like Common Core because of its agenda. Not just because of math. It goes into English. You know, math is just one spoke of the wheel of Common Core. It goes into language and social studies much, much more than even in math, because it's about an agenda that's trying to be taught, and we kind of don't like that agenda. Well, we actually hate that agenda. Let's just say that it's more than not like. We do not like the Common Core agenda. So that's another reason we chose all this. None of this is Common Core. All of this was, you know, and we kind of like it all being books. A lot of people have went to computers now, but I just don't. I have too many children to sit there beside them on a computer all day long. And we do not allow computer use without a parent present and beside there to see. Not that we do not trust our children. We trust our children. I mean, my children have proven to be trustworthy time and time again. But it's just for their own safety. I mean, predators are just waiting to pounce on victims. And so we just feel it's very much a safety issue to not let them be just on the computer randomly and without, without a parent present. So anyway, so this just makes it easier. They never had to be on the computer to do any of this stuff. We can just do it right here. But anyway, like I said, so when I kept talking about how, it was just like a huge thing that, is taking so much time, and I was just really tired. This is just part of what we bought. We still have boxes and boxes that will be coming in the mail. And I still have stuff even that this is just some of the stuff we'll be using through the year, next year. And some of it is just, like I said, I knew we would get to it eventually, so I seen it used and I picked it up. But, because you never know what will be at the used booths. Like even at my used book sale, curricula sale, here coming up in May, I don't know if this stuff will be there. I don't know. So I just get what I see there. Because each year is kind of different. It ebbs and flows of what people bring to sell. So you never know what curricula that year will be there. So like I said, this is just part. So that's why homeschooling takes a lot of our time. I mean, I enjoy it. We enjoy homeschooling and things, but it does take a lot of effort and planning conquest on finding the stuff we need. So anyway, that's why I was exhausted. Is like I said, this is just part of it. This is just what I came home with. I still have boxes and boxes that will be being mailed to us from different companies. And then like I said, I went to several workshops and lectures on, different ways to educate your children. And, you just get different things out of each lecture or workshop on how to help your children get the best education that you can give them. So anyway, so that's why I was exhausted this week. Yes. And this was just part of it.
This world would like to make me lonely, but I got my friends with me. We're trying